took one look at this script, and I loved it. I gotta take you to jail. It was sharp, and it was on, and it was hilarious, and it was edgy.
Wow.
I laughed from start to finish, and I thought, I want to play that guy.
I loved the sort of the romance, the suspense, the sort of action of it all.
Really think I was gonna stay there the whole time?
It just seemed like something fun. I'd never really done something that had action so much, you know?
We just thought it was a great concept, and we were able to get Jennifer Aniston, and she and Gerard had terrific chemistry, and it was just a blast making the film.
Nope.
Bounty Hunter is the story of Jerry Butler, who plays kind of a down-on-his-luck bounty hunter. He used to be a policeman who was let go off the force, and now he's this bounty hunter, just kind of making ends meet. And he kind of gets the assignment of his life, which is to track down his ex-wife.
You're telling me that I'll get $5 grand to go pick up my ex-wife and bring her to jail?
You're a good listener.
When I first read the script for Bounty Hunter, what stood out to me was that it wasn't just a romantic comedy. It was kind of an action comedy that had a lot of romance in it, and that was really attractive to me.
I'm actually a former model.
Really? How long ago was that?
My name is Andy Tennant, T-E-N-N-A-N-T, and I'm the director. Oh, I'm the director of The Bounty Hunter. Is it The Bounty Hunter or a Bounty Hunter?
Bounty Hunter.
Yep.
Bounty Hunter.
Oh, wow, look at this. Bounty Hunter.
None of us know the title of the movie.
Andy Tennant had worked with Neil Moritz at the company on Sweet Home Alabama several years ago, and they had a terrific collaboration on that.
And oddly enough, he's also my neighbor. And so oftentimes we just chat to each other across the fence, and literally we were talking about, well, what are you doing next? And I was like, I have no idea. He says, I have a script.
I'd been talking to Andy about a number of things, and I thought this would be the perfect movie for him because it was a combination of comedy, romance, and action, and I think those are all things that Andy does really well.
Action! Whenever a director gets a script, it's a shotgun marriage. You don't know what you're in for. And when I read the script, it had a real sort of perverse humor. And I always seem to want to do movies that are about, you know, the human condition and relationships and marriage. And, you know, love is a wonderful problem we never solve.
Life is about making mistakes, right?
And death is about wishing you made a whole lot more.
He comes from writing as well, so his instincts were really good. You know, he really knew how to not only get the performances, but speak to Gerard and Jennifer about what they were thinking, how they were feeling, what was going through their minds.
I could even throw that line here. Do you really think I was gonna stay in there the whole time?
Or if he goes to ask over to TK first, you throw it here. Do you really think yeah, it's on the...
Andy is really great on the set. He makes the actors feel loose. He keeps it as a really loose, fun set.
Will I share a Twinkie with Nessie? Absolutely not.
We always try and get what's on the page, but he always lets the actors go off the page too and just see what spontaneity can create in terms of comedy. And I think there's a number of moments in this movie that have benefited greatly from that.
Love is so funny. This is not the men's room. I mean, Andy's great. Like he's like super lenient and you know and supportive, and you kind of want someone that's like a fan of you, but also sort of sees a little bit more in you than you know you have to give. And as far as I know, I don't watch playback or anything like that, but I feel like I'll be taken care of in that world. And socially, he's a blast too. You know, he was in Grease. He was in Grease 1 and 2. So that's something.
Hey, Mark.
What?
Let's cut. Got it.
Well, you know, it's interesting. Whenever you're casting they're kind of movies where they're a two-hander, you really have to be very careful about what the combo platter is. And in this case, we needed a guy's guy, and Jerry's one of those guys that can do the comedy, is a guy's guy. Guys like him, women like him, and he's fun.
That's kind of great.
And in terms of who's beautiful, who's funny, who can hit the ball back, When it comes to the male-female stuff, Jennifer's one of the best. So, you know, when we started playing with who could we get and who would be fun in the movie, they were sort of our first two choices.
Hey, you trying to seduce me?
You never know till you put two characters together on screen how much chemistry they'll have, but we had really high hopes that they'd have great chemistry, and I'm really glad that that was the pair that we ultimately went with.
You had a horse?
I tapped him. Tapped him. There was one little tuft of hair on my bumper.
A lot of people don't know this about Jerry, but he is actually 14 years old. He's a kid. She found him trying at times, and at the same time, rather endearing.
I won't even be in the same golf cart. I apologize. I've never seen such atrocious behavior in my life.
You kind of saw, as the movie progressed, that everybody started to lighten up and everybody loosened up, and then they started improvising and goofing around, and it's in the movie. So their chemistry is fantastic.
Shall we?
Don't you touch me? You really think you're taking me anywhere?
No, not anywhere. Jail.
Jennifer Aniston is obviously a beautiful, attractive, independent woman, and we really wanted somebody who not only could do comedy, but had a strength, but also had some vulnerability to her as well. And I think that she really kind of embodied that for this character, and I think that it took what was on the page and just made it so much better.
What was that?
What? Sorry, what? What was what?
What Nicole needed was a fire and an intelligence and a sexiness, and Jen has all those things, and then everything that goes in between. You can put words to all that, but then there's just a magic. And Nicole Hurley, her character, has to have a magic, and she brings that so brilliantly. I mean, I think that every moment of doing this movie has been a joy.
When they did tell you, okay, your character has to have a crush on Jennifer's character, I was like, oh, okay. I've been sort of working on that for the last 15 years, so that'll be easy to accomplish now. Get it on film and make it last forever. So I was able to do that. Oddly enough, I'd also had a crush on Gerard Butler for 15 years, well before he was even a known actor. But my character doesn't have a crush on him, so that's been the hardest part of the job, is pretending I don't have a crush on Gerard. Hey, look, I'm on your team, man.
No, you're not, Geraldo. I don't allow reporters on my team.
Like I said, Jerry's a big kid, and there's this endearing quality about Jerry that is just that he is fun, and he likes people, he likes to have a good time, he's articulate, you know, he brings a lot of ideas to the table.
Jerry's just funny. That's sort of what's so great about him, is he's absolutely disarming, because here comes this gorgeous Scottish actor who, you think you should be afraid of, and he's really just a softie.
I screwed up, and I'm sorry. Milo, he's felt like a very masculine guy, and just punchy, kind of always comes out with the stuff that you want him to say, but more, just pushes it out a little bit more. It was just one of those characters you go, I want to get my teeth into that. That's who I want to be. Hello, love.
That was a lot of fun. That was like one scene where I get a gun pulled on me, and I've never had a gun pulled on me in a movie. A couple times in real life, but only by police officers, so it's not that scary.
Oh, and for the record, I'm the one who hates her. Okay, so just shut up and stop pissing me off.
Jerry's great. Sudeikis is great. The supporting cast is fantastic.
Christine Baranski, who is just the most beautiful, talented, charismatic woman, and suddenly I'm doing this scene with her, which was a scene I always loved on paper anyway. So it was nice. It was a nice experience.
Come and give your mother-in-law a hug. Oh, that's for being a shit. I'm sorry. I do my own sound effect.
I've never worked on such a well-cast movie. From Jeff Garland to Christine Baranski, Siobhan Fallon Hogan, Kathy Moriarty, and all these brilliant faces and brilliant actors.
Oh! Yeah, found you. God, Stuart, you are a huge stud.
Jason Sudeikis from Saturday Night Live was a great addition to the cast. He brought such great comedy to the movie.
I mean, he's just so funny. It's just one of the fun. What a surprise to me. I mean, I didn't even know half of what he was capable of.
It's a funny character, but Then bring on board Jason Sudeikis, and you're like, woo! Then it's from outer space.
All right, now that I have your attention, I will have you people know that my college roommate is a partner at the biggest law firm in Ann Arbor, Michigan. All right, and while they specialize primarily in real estate law, I am calling him Mañana!
I found it actually quite hard to do some of my scenes with him, because you're like, okay, keep it together, keep it together. Are you sleeping with her, Stuart?
We have a history.
A history, huh? Yeah, well, good luck with that.
Well, the mustache was my idea. I had a full beard. I didn't shave since the end of SNL, and then Naomi, the woman in charge of makeup, called me and said, hey, I see that you have a beard. We have a lot of facial hair in this movie. Would you mind shaving? I kind of was like, I wanted to have some sort of facial hair just to sort of help with the character, because I thought the guy was like a little odd. And so I shaved everything but the mustache. And then I showed up on set, and everybody looked at me like a little bit like, and then after about 20 minutes or so, everybody became a little bit more like, oh, all right.
I was barely able to walk, but now I will run to your side with the...
And so now the mustache is here to stay. I love it. I love it.
I've been dumped and thrown into a trunk. I have run for miles and miles in 4-inch Manolos, gunshot, like car chases, crashes. I gotta tell you, it's been so much fun.
Well, it's funny because for a romantic comedy or a comedy with romance, we did have a surprising amount of stunt work.
Between golf carts flying down hills and going into lakes, and between cars crashing and people jumping over walls and running and jumping and falling. And Jennifer and Jerry were game to do as much of it as we would allow. I'm sure they weren't probably too happy when they had to spend half of the day in the lake at the golf course, but they really went for it, and I think ultimately they had a lot of fun. And really, the fact that Andy Tennant actually jumped in the lake when there was some, like, should we really go into this lake and do this? When he jumped in the lake, I think calmed all their fears about going into that lake.
You know, I would never ask someone to do something like that if I wasn't prepared to do it myself. So I took the stuntman and tumbled him into the water.
2, 3. That'll get deep there. Yeah, it does. Can't be that far.
And I think there was a lot of eye rolling and a lot of, oh yeah, right, sure, Jennifer's gonna go, you know, into that. And I thought, well, maybe.
Action! God, now that was not my fault! I don't know anything!
And she went in, they both went in, and they both did it in like 3 takes. They just stayed in the water, and we had 4 cameras going. And it's fun, it's a fun scene.
And cut! Way to go! Fantastic! This is great. I mean, it's fantastic. Everybody's in the water. Everybody's doing the thing. It's a nice interview. Fine!
It's better in the water. There's a black SUV that has been following us and you haven't even noticed.
There's a lot of this movie where Jennifer and Jerry are in a car going from place to place, and they're being pursued by the bad guys.
Ellie! I do listen to you! I don't!
We've got a great scene where the bad guy's trying to run them off the road. They're trying to run the bad guy off the road. Ultimately, they're able to get a drop on the bad guy, and he goes out of control. Big car flip. But we have just a lot of different pieces, whether it's at the racetrack or whether it's at the golf course or whether it's in Atlantic City, where we just have a lot of chasing going on. I just think they're great scenes with great backdrops.
I owe everybody money.
Mom.
Because Jerry is obviously so well trained in stunts from doing movies like 300, he was really adept at different scenes where we had to have fights going on where he's throwing punches or taking punches. And we had a great stunt coordinator that helped Jerry practice this in pre-production. And Jennifer kind of went through a rigorous training in pre-production as well, so we could do as many of these stunts on camera as possible with our real actors.
Come here. You really gonna make me chase you?
When I originally read the script, it was a winter movie, and the movie started with a Christmas parade. Well, of course, we were shooting in the summer, so we turned it into a 4th of July parade, and I had the crazy idea of putting Uncle Sam on stilts and having him chase through the streets of New York. That turned into a much bigger stunt sequence than I had ever envisioned. And I thought, well, you just get one of those guys from Cirque du Soleil and you put him on the stilts and you have him run. Well, not if he's 2 stories up and he's running on cement. And so we had this huge grid with wires and stuff for safety, and Jerry and all the people running and jumping off roofs and landing on cars.
Just jumping into the ground alone and rolling over, I probably did that 40 times by the time we'd finished, you know. So if you put that whole scene together, there's a lot of stunts in there, which is why it makes such a magical opening in the movie.
You know, in your head, you come up with these things, and it's kind of a funny idea in the room, but you never really think about what the physical production issues are. And when I saw the street, 3 blocks of a street gridded out with wires and everything, and these guys had been training for weeks to do it, I thought, well, stunts were pretty damn important.
Hands behind your head.
Take it easy, Skippy.
I'm on the job.
Anytime a director makes a movie, you just hope that people are going to go. And my kind of movies, the ones that I make, are, I think, really just a good time.
It was fun making the film. It's got so many funny beats in it. They're terrific together. It's just a great escapist piece of entertainment.
You know, when people go to see a movie that I'm in, I want them to feel what I got out of it. You know, it's very romantic, and at the same time, you laugh your ass off.
Happy anniversary, sweetheart.
Happy anniversary, sweetheart.